our town. Who are the stars? You are. And we are live right now on 740 KVOR, streaming KVOR.com. I have a great show planned for you today. Later, we're going to talk to Jody Bliss. She's an artist, blacksmith, actually just put up some of her sculptures at the University Village Shopping Center. That's my home away from home. When I'm not at the office here at Cumulus, I'm at the University Village Shopping Center. I love all the businesses over there. I also have Paul Yankee here, author of Selling with Love, coming soon to a bookstore near you, on the faculty teaching staff at UCCS, as well as he has this great company we're going to hear all about called Blue Tonic. Chase is here, Mr. Sandless. We're going to have to hear more about that story. Also, he's going to be talking about how they donate to Alex's Lemonade Stand. And I have Toddy No Rum. That is like the best name ever, by the way. It's like not a hot toddy, but hey, there's still no rum. So Apex Summit screening, we're going to hear more about that here in a few seconds. First, everyone knows somebody with multiple sclerosis. It affects 400,000 people in the U.S. alone. Saturday, June 11th at the Sheraton Denver West Hotel for the MS Exchange, you need to join them, where there's going to be patients, doctors, nurses, and care partners that can come together to discuss, learn, and interact. Visit moreabouttreatment.com for details. So Toddy with no rum, we need to get you some rum.
Every time I check in the Caribbean, I hear that joke. No rum, really?
You should have never told me before the show. Yeah, it's the best name ever. Apex Summit screening, I'm very excited to hear about this. This will be actually debuting June 22nd. But first, tell us a little bit about your background, Toddy.
Okay. By day, I'm an instructional technologist, which means I work with universities. By night, and I've been doing this for about 3 years, I've been mentoring my son's film company. And I say mentoring, meaning I've been pretty hands-on on the back end and working with a group of 20-something-year-old guys to figure out how to do the insurance, all the boring stuff, all the, the things that need to be done, like billing, so you can actually make a living.
Pay the bills.
Yeah, so these guys just happen to have kind of a fluke with their success. They started a YouTube called Electric Federal. They've actually got about 4 million views on their YouTube. So they're automotive aficionados. My son was one of those guys that loved cars. His producer loves cars, so they told stories about cars. So in 2014, they were covering Kaden O'Connell's readying for the Pikes Peak Hill Climb. And it was a very cool story. I watched their 10-minute video and I said, you guys are following this to Pikes Peak, right? And they're like, well, we're not sure if we're going to. I'm like, no, this is not a thing where you're going to say, no, we're not going to do this. So we pulled everything together. We got the funding. I took a small loan on it. We got a really great team of people together, and we worked with the engineering teams on the race car, along with the race car driver. The car driver was Kaden O'Connell. He was 20 at the time he made his first run up Pikes Peak, first official timed race in the second biggest race in the United States. And it was actually his first time race, so he was pretty nervous about it. He'd been training for it, but we followed him from beginning to end, which was a whole lot of fun. So the car is owned by a special effects team out of Los Angeles called Gem Effects, a colorful band of characters. Also worked on by Jet Black Racing, Road Race Engineering, and RS Metal Fab, which is located here in Colorado Springs. So big hi to Randy. Randy owns RS Metal Fab here in the Springs.
Hi, Randy.
So we are finally, a year later, completed. We've got our edits done. We have our coloring. We are at about a 25-minute documentary that will screen at the Tim Gill Center on the 22nd of June. We are doing this in partner with the Independent Film Society of Colorado, IFSOC, and they've been really helpful to us. So we'll be doing it at the Gill Center. We're going to do free food and beer with the screening. We may show some of our other films, but the start of the show is going to be Apex Summit, which is Kaden O'Connell's first run up the hill. I will tell you, there's a little bit of drama. We see the story from all the way from California through all the engineering, through the time trials, because new racers have to make all 3 time trials. We see him on his run up the hill of Pikes Peak. He was the last racer to finish the whole course because of the weather. So, and he made 5th, which is just really impressive for somebody on his very first time run. So it's a cool story, and it's a great story with the film. It's a great story for us. It's my passion is mentoring, and for a small team like this to come together in Colorado and get this film done was amazing. We did it all here. We had 9 shipments coming on FedEx, UPS, from 9 different places that we got equipment from. We rented a house down on Corona. for the week that we did for race week. We lost a car and had to re-rent a van. We had 7 people on crew. It was a lot of fun, though.
You said you lost a car. I need to hear more about that.
The night before we were supposed to leave LA with a Jeep and a trailer, my son called and said the Jeep's not starting and we couldn't get it started. So we ended up having to scramble to rent a car that I later found out was not supposed to leave Los Angeles. It came all the way across the desert. It was here with us for a week. I had my 7 crews. We had, about $300,000 of it with equipment going up and down the hill at night. And the show times up there were like midnight and 1 a.m. to get started for the race times. So we ran that car. We took it back to LA, and when I turned it back in, it said cars must not leave California. So we just didn't say anything.
That's smart. No GPS tracking involved on that car.
Exactly. So, but it was quite, just the back end story of how we got this produced is actually a great story.
Yes, it sounds super exciting. And this is the Apex Summit screening at the Teal Gill Center, Tim Gill, and that's downtown.
Correct.
Yes, and that'll be the 22nd. You said my favorite words, if it's for free, it's for me. Free event?
Yes,
Free
free
beer,
event.
free
Yes.
food. Doesn't get any better than that.
Absolutely.
No reason not to go.
And it's during race week, so it should be a lot of fun.
And how can people reach out to you if they would like to follow this?
I actually have an event on Peak Radar, so you can go there and find out more about it. I have ticketing, free ticketing, that I've set up for that. We are encouraging donations to IFSOC, Independent Film Society of Colorado. They have just been immensely helpful to us. And I will have 3 of my film crew here, and I'm going to have part of Randy's team here from RS Metal Fab. Hopefully some folks from Roadrunners Engineering to talk about the story. So it's going to be a lot of fun, so come on down.
Perfect. And I followed you today on Facebook, so you're on Facebook.
All right, yes, we are.
And that's under Apex Summit.
Apex Summit,
And
yes.
there's a Facebook invite.
Correct.
For those that have Facebook. If not, just show up at Tim Gill Center. What time?
It starts at 6. We'll go till 8 or whatever. It's going to be a party. And like I said, everything's free, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
Those are great words here on our town. Because you take all the excuses out. So now I have Paul Yankee. Now that's just a great last name as well. We're really leading on cool last names on the show today. Paul Yankee is the author of Selling with Love. He's a professor, teacher at UCCS, and he has his own company called
Blue Tonk.
Blue Tonk, not tonic. Excited to have you on our town today.
Thanks, Sarada, and I want to take a moment to, first off, thank you for the compliment on my last name. That's always appreciated. I also wanted to thank you and KVOR and Cumulus Media for letting me be here today. It's a privilege and an honor, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
That's awesome. I really appreciate that. It is an honor, actually, for us to be able to have a community show on a top-rated station. It's almost a 100-year-old station here in the community, so it's amazing to feature all the stars. And I was really excited when I read about you because I love selling as well. Monday through Friday, I'm on the sales team for our 6 radio stations. I work with regional agencies, local agencies, a lot of local businesses, and nothing brings me more joy than having a client call me and say, because of you, my first year in business was successful. And it's a young entrepreneur in the community. You're like, really? Like, their family will have a legacy because of some of the things you do for them. So first, let's hear about your book, Selling with Love.
Well, thanks. And even to that point, what you said about being able to bring value to your clients, I think is a lot of it. It ties in perfectly with your depend on it title as a station. So I think that's awesome. So let me, if I could just back up a little bit. It's an interesting story of how all this came about. So this book, Selling with Love, the tagline is the most success you're going to have in business and in life, has been a concept that I've been working on for the past 5 years. To give a perspective with that, I've been working in sales for 23 years, being a part of 3 Fortune 100 companies and also a part of 3 venture-funded startups. I look at it this way: in that time I've had the opportunity and the blessing to experience some success. I've also had to digest defeat. So I've been, I guess the phrase would be around the block, and with that I've been able to see quite a bit. And I think there's a perspective that can be offered, and frankly a perspective that's needed. Now, the reason I'm sitting here today was not all intentional, and I can tell you that I look at it, and to me, life happens, and we need to embrace those opportunities that it brings. So I was at a lunch at a business event here in town not that long ago, had a conversation with a wonderful woman in town by the name of Janice Carlson, and we had talked a little bit, and she had a strong interest in what I was doing, both with my business, my book, and the teaching that I'm doing at UCCS, and one thing led to another, and all of a sudden, With a book that's yet not completed, although I expect to have it completed at the end of the year, I've had a lot of people express an interest in the concept and want to talk to me about it, which is, I can't tell you how encouraging and motivating that is. So I'm really thankful for those that have expressed that. I've been blessed to even have a few editors and publishing companies already express an interest in wanting to look at the book as it develops. And I'll put out right now, as I even start to unpack it more, I am very much wanting and desiring for this book is birthing out of Colorado Springs. This is my town. This is where I'm coming from. And I desire to have all listeners that can give any inputs, feedback, want to join, frankly, what I call the movement. I'm welcome to that. I want your input. I want your feedback. I want to be in communication with you. And I'll talk a little bit about how to contact me. Real quick, it's paulyankee.com. But let's move on.
That's easy enough.
So the book, Selling with Love, I think actually the title does a pretty good job of giving the high level of what it's all about. There's a lot of negative thoughts, a lot of times from some given to the sales profession. And I actually happen to be one that I love the sales profession. I think it's one of the best roles that one can play in life. You're bringing solutions to people and organizations to help them be better at what they do and to help improve their lives. I think it's also a place that desires and very much needs a great deal of responsibility and integrity, and also how you approach it is critical. I've worked for a lot of large companies that are very numbers driven, and I think while the intent may be there to take care of someone properly, it can become just too much down to the numbers. And I want to reinforce the aspects that we need to approach individuals and organizations with the aspect of selling to them as if we really deeply care about them, with love, as if we want the best thing for them. And the book unpacks that in a lot of practical, real-life ways. It's not for the lighthearted. There's going to be examples in it that are real life, not always the most pleasant and sometimes shocking. But it's going to give a real account and real practical guidance of ways that either I've experienced or I've experienced from others, and how to navigate those waters so that you can experience the most success in your business and then also in your life with how you approach things. Which, by the way, I hope everyone has some kind of a thought with this. We all sell in one way or another.
Amen.
And that's a whole nother conversation we can have at another time. But it's a part of all of our lives. And so it's a book that is based on a business standpoint, but it very much is applicable to all of our lives.
And more info on that at paulyankee.com, and that's YANKEY.com.
That is correct.
And I'll
like the key that opens the door, paulyankee.com.
Oh, you're good. And that brings me to my next point of your teaching career at UCCS and how Blue Tonk was founded. Tell us more about this.
Oh, thank you. So I had the opportunity several years back to get involved with the University of Colorado Springs, and they have a very intriguing and exciting program called the Bachelor of Innovation. It's essentially a program that's, in very layman's terms, it's taking an idea and bringing it into reality. It's teaching and helping people think through all the steps involved of recognizing a problem, finding a way to make a solution, and then bringing that solution to market. One such class, Entrepreneurship 1000, that I was a part of, the end final exam is a presentation that the teams make before a mock investment group, very similar to a Shark Tank type environment. And it's a miraculous experience of seeing their eyes open, seeing them encounter what I call those oh moments of where all of a sudden something's not as simple as you might think it would be. So it's a privilege to be a part of that, very inspiring to me to be with the students. They're teaching me, I think, oftentimes more than I'm doing anything to teach them, and they certainly are inspirational to me. It's a joy to be a part of that.
Very much so. And you're solving problems, which I like, because Blue Tonk, this name, I met with you a couple days ago and you explained about the name, but it's definitely memorable. It stands out. And it's home technology, and it's a perfect demo KVOR, the listener, because technology, sometimes I'm like, where's the P key on this keyboard? It was here yesterday. Oh, there it is. And trying to get all the technology that we have nowadays. So tell us about how Blue Tonk is helping people's problems.
You bet. So this is where I'd say it's been an interesting piece of life bringing things together. I told you some of the history of my book, Selling with Love, and then I also have a need to recognize problems that I see in society today and to come up with a solution. And here's the quick rundown with that. Technology is hard. We have an overwhelming buffet of technology to choose from that we need to use, and how to integrate it all becomes a very significant challenge. How to get your phone to connect with your your computer, how to get your TV to connect with your remote, how to get it to connect with your car. The Internet of Things is happening. It's all becoming intertwined. Very incredibly intelligent people are challenged with this every day. And it's not that they don't know how to do it, but it gets to be so overwhelming to take care of it all. Blue Tonk was put in place to solve this problem. We are there to be a one entity that you can call to help you with the full aspects of your technology life. That can be tutoring, it can be setup, it can be installation, it can be making sure it's secure, it can be repair. It's all across the board for your computing environment, for your phone, for your car, for a complex microwave that you might have. There's no limit to what we can help you with. We have ambassadors that are kind, intelligent, and willing and able to help. So that is what we have to offer you with Blue Tonk. And all three combined. See, Blue Tonk is an extension of the principles and ideologies that I'm putting forth in the book. In other words, I'm putting my words into action. And that puts me up for, I got to make sure I execute, which I'm a human being. I recognize that, but that is my goal and my desire to have that be an exemplary company of the concepts in my book.
I think you could quite possibly be the most interesting man in the world. Fantastic.
I hear that position's open. I think
Yes.
he's going to the moon. So
I'm thinking of that Dos Equis meme and your picture on there, right? I know everyone in here is thinking the same as well. And don't worry, this is filmed for TV. It'll be on Roku on the Asai TV. It's get a TV, get Roku, get Asai, and you can watch this as well. So we are going to take a quick break. I'm Sarada Connors, host and producer of Our Town. Definitely stay tuned to 740 KVOR, streaming KVOR.com.
AM 740.
Yay! Wow,
thank you.
that was amazing.
Thanks, Ryan.
I can tell you're a professor. Gosh, both of you guys should have your own radio shows.
You did a very good job bringing me along, so thank you.
Oh, thank you. That was great.
You make it very
I was
comfortable.
gonna say,
I do.
you make it
Yeah,
very easy.
it's like family here. Yeah.
Thanks again, Sarada. This is Crystal with Curbside. I'm here at Seeds Cafe here in the heart of Colorado Springs. We're here to talk to you about why it's important to know about seeds. Hey, Lynn.
Hey, how are
Nice
you?
seeing you
Oh, so
again.
good to see
How about
you.
you?
Hey, man, it's great to see you.
So I'm hearing big things.
Yeah.
How are things going?
It's going great.
Yes.
Yeah, Seeds, we're still here and we're affecting lives and empowering people with the power of food.
So I'm hearing a little bit of buzz about this food truck in the community with Seeds. Can you give me some insight?
We have a food truck, but we have a sustainable catering program that we need a delivery truck.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah, so we've got a fundraising, crowdfunding campaign for that. You know, in the last 2 years, we've served over 7,000 people with our sustainable catering program, healthy, good, fresh, local food. We've used over 3,000 volunteers. Gosh, I don't know, that equates to like 10,000 volunteer hours just in the catering side, but we don't have a catering vehicle. And we've got this cool program that we've got this dealership who's given us a real deal on it. And it's a beautiful truck that we want to wrap and we want to deliver the next catering we do in this catering vehicle. So we've got this campaign. We need some bucks. We need, we're raising $20,000 for the whole thing, to buy it, to wrap it, to put the equipment inside, everything that we need, and we will be outfitted to really deliver some great food to people that we're doing now, but we'll be able to do it in a better way, and a safer way, and in a greener vehicle that's more economical for all of us and better on the roads, and uses less gas, all that kind of good stuff.
So where is it that somebody can go to find out how they can donate towards this cause?
You can go to generosity.com and search for Seeds Community Cafe, and a video will come up and a whole little story. There's some rewards for different levels of giving, all kinds of cool stuff on there. Check it out. Neat little video too on there.
So, Lynn, you got to tell us, what is Seeds all about?
Oh my goodness. We're Colorado Springs' only community cafe. We're a nonprofit community cafe. We serve locally sourced food and we provide it to folks regardless of their ability to pay or not to pay. If you can't pay, there's a little hook. We ask you to come in and give us an hour of service for a healthy meal. There are places to get meals in town, but not meals like we serve here at Seeds, and the atmosphere like we have here, and dignity and inclusion, and we're really helping folks. We've served, since we've opened, over 50,000 meals. 20,000 of those meals to people in need in exchange. We've put 30 people back to work with living wage jobs. I'm talking living wage jobs, not minimum wage jobs. But these are folks who are all jobless, some are homeless. We help to get them some housing, and they are still sustainable in their own lives, and they have been empowered to own their lives again with the power of food. Food is a powerful thing. And as we use that to teach people about healthy food, we do cooking classes. Again, we try to give people jobs who work with that. In the catering program that we just talked about, we call it a sustainable program, a sustainable catering program, because the people who work in it become sustainable. And we need to keep ourselves sustainable too.
Right. Thanks, Lynn. This is Crystal with Curbside. Back to you, Sarada.
So, I'm very excited. I have Chase on, who I've known for several years. Chase is a musician, him and his wife Brittany, young entrepreneurs here in the community. Just had your third baby born.
Yes, yeah.
And you have the cutest children. So, Chase, young entrepreneur here in the community. I followed you for a while here. This is the coolest company name ever, Mr. Sandless.
Yeah. Mr. Sands, basically what we do is we use all certified green product to refinish your hardwood floors. We use a non-toxic solution and a high-speed machine to prep the floor without creating any kind of dust. So there's nothing for you to clean up, because when you sand oil-based urethane, it's carcinogenic when it's airborne, so you have to move out of your house. So basically what we do is we use the non-toxic solution to kind of pull the dirt and impurities out of the floor without creating any dust, and then we go through with multiple of our certified green seal coats to reseal the floor. 2 hours after we're done, you can walk on the floor in socks or stocking feet. In 24 hours, you can move all your furniture back. Comes with a 5-year warranty, gets cracking, peeling, chipping, or yellowing, and it runs off 100% satisfaction guaranteed. So if we come in and the floor looks worse than it did, when we leave, then when we came in, then you don't have to pay us. And all the money, not all the money, but proceeds from each job actually goes to a couple of different nonprofits and organizations for children's cancer.
Oh, that's wonderful. I actually have interviewed quite a few kids here on our town that are suffering from childhood cancer, and it's very sad. And I was looking into one of the nonprofits that you donate to, Alex Lemonade Stand. That is such a cute name, a great foundation. So that's amazing. Every floor that's completed helps Alex's Lemonade Stand, and that's to help with cutting-edge medical research. Now, what really struck me actually was two things, but this would be my first point for Mr. Sandless, is it's an excellent option for those living with lung disease, asthma, allergies, health disorders, young children, the elderly, or pet-friendly households. And tell me more about that.
So because we are certified green, we've done a couple, children's hospitals, veterinarian clinics, and I have done jobs here in Colorado Springs where people have really bad asthma. They can't deal with the sanding, I did about to do a floor for a family whose daughter has lung disease, and she's on an oxygen tank 24/7. So sanding is not really an option. They just bought this beautiful Victorian house in downtown and want to get the floors done, but sanding is not really an option for them. So we are a certified green alternative to sanding. We run about a third to a half cheaper than traditional sanding, and we can do it in a fraction of the time. We can do 1,000 square feet in one day, so you don't have to move your family out of your house, and it's very cost effective.
Interesting, because I've never heard of this before. So do I have to have hardwood floors to have this done?
No, we do multiple services. We do hardwood flooring. I can do granite, stone, VCT, tile, terrazzo, brick, concrete. So there's other services that we do besides hardwood flooring. It's just hardwood floors are what we specialize in. I've done entry doors, cabinets, kitchen tables, kitchen chairs. Anything that's wood that has a finish on it, I can redo with the sandless process without making any dust for you to clean up afterwards.
That's wonderful, and definitely more sanitary. I have carpet, and recently had the in-laws come stay, and they brought the dog. And the dog tried to dig his way to China from the spare bedroom. And I came home, saw that little joy of fluffy carpet everywhere, and now I have a big gap. So I am considering Mr. Sandless.
Give us a call. I'd be happy to come out and look at your floor.
So, and you come out for consultations. How would someone get a hold of you?
You can reach us at www.mrsandless.com, or you can call us directly at the office at 719-434-1415. We also have a Facebook, Sandless Floor Refinishing Colorado Springs, and you can also find us on Yelp.
This is wonderful, yeah. So if you are suffering with lung disease, asthma, allergies, health disorders, you have young children, this is just a great alternative. And it is certified green, so wonderful things you're doing. Plus, like I said, you're helping out the community and giving back to childhood cancer with every floor. So
Changing the world one floor at a time.
that's incredible. Thank you so much, Chase, for coming on. Did we miss anything?
No, I think that's about it.
Well, congratulations on the new baby boy. What's his name?
Mason,
Oh, very nice.
thank you.
Aw.
Thank you.
Didn't even know Brittany. We'll have to give a shout out to Brittany. I didn't even know she was having a baby, and then I see on Facebook, oh, it's already happened.
Yeah.
I didn't even get to celebrate.
It happened pretty quick.
Now, without further ado, the grand finale, the coolest last name of the coolest. All right, Toddy, the no rum was pretty good too. And we have an artist blacksmith here. I'm very excited to hear more about what you do. But University Village Shopping Center, if anybody's out driving around, they can check out your sculptures. Tell me about your sculptures over there.
The sculptures I just did for University Village went up on Thursday, and they're two 15-foot pieces. They're hand-forged steel, fabricated steel, and between the two of them, they actually have 40 pieces of glass. So that's both sheet glass and blown glass. Over the past 8 months, I've started incorporating with my blacksmithing hand-blown glass. So I build steel cages, and then I actually blow glass into them, and they sort of bulge out through the openings. It's a really, really cool technique.
Can I get one for my backyard?
Absolutely.
What
You
do
can
I-
have two.
What do I need? I can just see the neighbors now. Like, I want a spinning peacock or something.
You got it. You got it.
How would I go about having you create a sculpture?
Well, the way that I work with custom clients is I would come and I'd visit your home, and I'd spend 2 or 3 hours with you. I'd walk around your home, take pictures, ask you about why you've purchased the art that you already have, what it is you like about it, and sort of get to know your personality. And then from there, I'll go home and I'll digest it, and I create some sketches for you, some ideas that I have. Then we have a secondary meeting, and we choose one of those. We can update them, and I really enjoy doing custom work. So
Ooh,
yeah.
I know. I need to decorate the backyard with that. I love the sculptures around town, so I can't wait to go see yours. I'm at the University Village Shopping Center all the time. So you also have a summer concert series at your studio. Tell us more about this.
I do. So Monument and Palmer Lake, you may not know, are just hot spots for art and music. And we do an art hop the third Thursday of every month, May through September. And as part of that event, I hire a local band for each event. So I had Lonnie Dillon and the Wandered at my first one. I've got Mark's Midnight Carnival at the next. I've got, Charlie Milo, a new band called Gritty Meat Gracie with Caleb Powell from Barrel House. And then I also have Be Positive, which is a fantastic reggae band from the Springs. But the really big event that we're doing is the 4th of July. And actually, up in Palmer Lake, I've got a booth right now. We're fundraising for the fireworks, which will be going on from like 7:30 to 9:30 in Palmer Lake. Before that, in Monument, there's a parade that starts, I think, about 10 o'clock. You have to get there early to get a seat. Great parade, kind of traditional small town, but then we throw in a little bit of the Renaissance fair. So we have elephants and camels and belly dancers and fire spinners, and that's pretty cool. And then starting at noon, we have 2 stages of music. So one of the stages is at my studio, which is located behind Casa Fiesta in Monument, actually attached to the Catriona Cellars Winery. And my lineup for the 4th of July is first Joe Johnson and his band. And if you haven't heard Joe Johnson, he is just a fabulous musician, one of the best songwriters in the Springs, I think, and all around really stand-up guy. So I have him opening up with his band. And then I have playing second is Grant Saban's Juke Joint Highball. You may have heard of Grant Saban. He's been singing the blues around here for quite a few years, and he's fantastic. He has a new project, the Juke Joint Highball, which includes Joe Johnson, and his drummer's name is Kevin Ott, and they are really, really something. So they are second, and then I'm finishing up the day with Barrel House, who's another kind of jamgrass favorite around here. Simultaneously, going on in the amphitheater, which is about a block from my studio, I think there's 5 or 6 bands put together. I know that the Inman Brothers are there. I know Miguel Dakota is there. So we have some good acts there. We'll finish music at 7:30, and then Palmer Lake has music. They've got the Ashtones and the Matt Bloom Band. playing before the fireworks. So this is where you definitely want to be on 4th of July.
Oh my goodness, this is amazing. I need to hang out with Jody more. Yeah,
true.
This
It's
is
true.
great. I had Charlie Milo on our town several years ago, and then the Lonnie Dillon band on as well, The Wandered. Yeah. Whoa, this is exciting. So 4th of July is the place to be. And tell me more about the fundraising for the fireworks show.
So right now, actually until 4 o'clock today, up around Palmer Lake, there's a fishing derby. There's artists set up. The Ashtones and the Matt Bloom Band are playing. And they're just fundraising to get the money to put on the fireworks show. Palmer Lake had a great fireworks show for a lot of years. It was kind of the place to be. And then over the past 4 years, we've kind of struggled with keeping water in the lake. Really pulled the community together, did a lot of fundraising, and we were able to fill that lake up. We built a disc golf course around it. There's really a lot of really cool things going on in Palmer Lake, including right now live music and art and food around the lake. So
And that's till 4?
that's until 4 o'clock, yeah.
Yeah. But then there's still great places to hang out in Palmer Lake.
Absolutely, yep.
And the lake has water now.
The lake has a ton of water, and you can bring your kayaks out, and there's fish in the lake, and it's pretty fabulous.
And is the water in the lake because of all the rains we had last year?
It's not. It's actually more a fundraising. I mean, I think that helps, but it's more a fundraising effort by a group called Awake the Lake, which is a compilation of, first of all, a lot of the restaurants in Palmer Lake. If you haven't been to Palmer Lake, you have to go. It's a super cute small town. All locally owned restaurants, all really, really great restaurants. And one of the really powerful groups in that town is the restaurant group. And so the restaurant group is responsible for pulling together this Awake the Lake committee. So they did a ton of fundraising. They, did whatever it had to do to get grants and everything. And after 2 years of not having water in the lake, last year we had some. This year it looks awesome. It's absolutely beautiful. So
You've sold me. I think you should be the mayor of Palmer Lake.
yeah, hey, I've been pushing it. So.
And do you have sculptures around Palmer Lake?
I do. I'm gonna have. Let's see. This month I have 3 sculptures going in the Tri-Lakes region. 2 of them will be in Monument, and 1 of them will be in Palmer Lake. So. Tri-Lakes Views is another group that I'm a member of up there, and we concentrate on arts in the Tri-Lakes community. So we pour new pedestals every year, and then we switch out art on these pedestals every year. So I think we have don't quote me, but 20 to 30 pedestals in the Tri-Lakes region, supporting local artists, getting their work out there, and it's another really great group that makes up a great community. So
Yeah, you've made me want to go there today. Yeah, I'm
Well,
ready.
let's go.
Yeah, as we're done with the radio show, up to the party, and we're going to encourage them not to close it down. So forgeyourbliss.com is your website. That's how people can contact you if they'd like more information.
absolutely, yeah, forgeyourbliss.com, or you can also email me at blissjody, that's BLISSJODIE@gmail.com.
Nice. I'm going to be emailing you for my peacock sculpture for the backyard. I just love peacocks. I think they're adorable. I'm Sarada Connors signing off. Thanks for tuning in. Adios. Where did the time go? I've got more to say. I'm not done. And done. Very cool.